video session, we're going to be discussing the headers and headings, two separate terms and two separate components of a document used for MLA papers. And this should actually be used for any and all papers that you're submitting for any of your Ignitia work. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the header. The header of your document is simply going to include your last name, the page number, and the number of pages in the overall document. This is a very simple process. It's done within the margin area, the top margin, so it's going to be done in this upper right-hand corner in the top 1 inch. It's not considered part of the text area. It's a separate area of the document called the header. And so we're going to go to Insert over here on your menu. We're going to come down towards the bottom to the option Headers and Footers. As you hover over that, another menu option is going to open, and we're going to select over here to the right the term header. And you can see now that it opened the header area. It shows us that that's what that's called right here. It's called the header. And we have our insertion point right up here within the 1 inch margin. So the first thing we need to do now that it's here is we need to be right margin aligned. So we're going to come up here to the toolbar and click right align. That moves the cursor over here to the right margin, because this is the area, if you remember when I circled it a few moments ago, this is the corner of the page where we want this information. So your header is to include your last name. I'll use mine, Misho. Enter a space or hit your space bar. Then we're going to enter the page number. The way that we do that is come back to Insert, scroll down to the option right under Headers and Footers called Page Numbers. This opens another menu area, and we're going to select the upper left-hand corner option where it shows the 1 and the 2 in the upper right-hand corner of the pages. So we're going to select that, and notice that it puts the 1 right into the header. We're going to click spacebar again, type the word of, spacebar again, and then we're going to come back to the Insert menu, go to Page Numbers one final time, and this time on the menu options, we're going to select this option, Page Count. And that's going to keep track of the total number of pages of your document. So in this case, in our header, my last name is Misho. We are on page 1 of a total number of pages that are 1 page. As the document increases, that total page number will increase along with the number of pages that you have, and depending on what page you're viewing, this first number will show you what page you're on. Once you've completed entering the information in the header, that's all you need to do. You can simply come down below this light blue header line and click your mouse, and it will put the insertion point at actually the upper left location of the text area of the document. The reason that we want the header up here out of the text area is so that it will never get edited or changed when you're typing and changing things in your text area. So you need to make sure you're using the header area of the document. Now we're going to enter the heading, H-E-D-I-N-G, the heading of this document. The way we do that is the first line is our first and last name. When you hit enter, you've already set this up to be double spaced, so it double spaces just like it's supposed to. The next line is going to be the subject that you are submitting a paper for. So we're going to use the subject of history and geography. The next line is going to be the teacher's name. We'll use Dr. Rondo's name for this. Sorry, I need to spell his name correctly. And the last name is going to be the date. The actual appropriate MLA format for the date is the day first. We'll say that today is the 20th, even though it isn't. We'll say it's March, even though it isn't, and we'll say it's 2024, even though it isn't. Okay, this is the appropriate MLA formatting for the date in the heading of your document. If you do it the way that we're more used to, which would be March 20, 2024, that is acceptable, but I did want to show you the actual MLA way to format your date. One other thing I just want to mention here is, because I'm not sure where else to best mention it, I may repeat it in other videos, is you're expected to use a certain number of words in your documents, and you can check that right here in the document while you're there by going to Tools, Word Count. Now, in my case, because I didn't highlight any text on my page, it's only looking at what's in the text area, not anything in the header. It's only looking at this information, my name, my class name, my teacher's name, and the date. And it's telling me right here that that equals 10 words. Now, I trust this information won't confuse you, but when you actually want to check the number of words in your document, the heading and the title, if we had a title here, which we don't yet, but the heading and the title should not be included in your word count. So you're going to have to, let's just pretend all you want to do a word count on is these words. You're going to click and drag to highlight those words, go to Tools, Word Count, and notice this time it's telling me it's only 2 words, but there are a total of 10. So you're looking at the first number to tell you how many words are in the highlighted area of your text. So once you actually get your document created, you're going to want to only highlight your paragraphs. Do not highlight the header. Do not highlight the title. And if your works cited page has already been created, do not highlight any of the text on the works cited page. That way, your word count will be accurate to what your paper actually is. So when it says you have to write a 250-word paper, it's just looking at the paragraphs of text to look at that word count. I may repeat this information elsewhere, but including it here hopefully will be beneficial for you.